All right, baby. Welcome to Down on the Sports. It's your boy Jimbo hosting, and I got somebody special in here today, man. We always talk about sports, and we predict a lot of stuff that happen, and then we be like, wow, you know what I mean? So I want to introduce y'all today to my boy Mike W, what I'm gonna call him, if that's all right with you, Mike. How you doing today over there in Atlanta, Georgia, baby?
Man, doing good, man. We at ground zero, Dirty Bird Nation, man. Dirty Bird
Dirty,
Nation.
that's right. That's right. So me and Mike go way back. We go way back. But anyways, you want to get straight to it?
Let's get to it, bro.
Let's get to it, baby.
I'm excited, man. I hope they ready, bro.
I'm excited too. And with us deciding to do this, that shows that both of us are super excited about these Dirty Birds and what they got going on. You know, you got Dan Quinn, you got Thomas Dimitroff, you got Arthur Blanks over there, you got the Atlanta Falcons, you got the new stadium. Everything is just going on in hot Atlanta right now. This offseason has been crazy, and we finna hop right into it. Okay? So,
Do it, bro.
first thing first, baby, I want to ask you this, Mike Dub. How you feel about the season when it ended? Now, when the season ended, you know we went 5-2. So tell me how you feel about how the season ended, man? What was going on with that?
You know what's crazy, man, is that living in Atlanta, one thing I always say, man, is that the team is always good with just leaving us with a teaser. I think that's part of the reason why me and you are so fanatical about it, because at the end of the day, you and I are winners by nature. So a lot of times, if we ain't winning, if it ain't got nothing to do with winning, then most of the time we really don't align with it, bro, if you think about it. But this is the only thing I can say, bro, for as long as I've known you, that we've supported this long, and it always leaves us hanging, bro. And it's like every year we do the same thing. We do the analysis. We look at what the meat should do. We look at all the moves, and it's like only me and you know what moves to make, and it seemed like the Falcons is just like they live in another world. So I think, to answer your question, I think when we look at the end of last year, it did what we always be used to, man. Hey, next year, bro, we really gonna be able to like catch that pass or get there, a second earlier, man. Because I don't know about you, bro, and you could talk to me about this, because this good conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's like, if I had $1, bro, for every time Drew Brees has thrown a football in the seam between the linebacker and the safety, and we almost be there, or our two men, they start colliding with each other, or you know what I mean? It's just like we always a split second away from having a different conversation. So I was thinking, go ahead. No, go ahead.
But okay, so with that being said, I'm looking back at this Seattle Seahawks defense, what Dan Quinn had over there. So you telling me them linebackers he had in San Antonio and Seattle is better than the linebackers we got now? They're half a step late. Is KJ Wright faster than Deion Jones? Is Bobby Wagner faster than number 59? Because we call him number 59. Is he faster than number 59? These boys are half a step behind.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Is it the personnel? Is it the team?
Yeah.
Is it the scheme? Or is just all rolled in one? Because me personally, I feel like it might be all rolled in one. Now, first season Deion Jones was a Bobby Wagner or KJ Wright, and that's better.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt. Completely agree. And I think it's a good point, bro, because it's two things that you said that stuck out to me, right? And I think they both align to one thing, and it's coaching. So I got to answer the question two ways, because you asked me, how do I feel? What gives me the most optimism about the Falcons as of today? So I would say, as of today, it's not Dan Quinn, it's Raheem Morris, because
okay.
I don't know, whatever magic they sprinkled on that horrible defense that we watched, bro, that consistent, and I mean consistently finishes in the bottom of the league, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it seemed like once Raheem Morris, he put his little parade, his little magic dust on the defense, and Big Business started getting to the quarterback. I mean, matter of fact, hey, bro, I really 2 weeks ago, I really went back and looked at that Falcons and Saints game the first time, and we had 5 sacks. I think we had 5 sacks, couple turnovers, and I think part of it showed me that the ability was there. But to me, it always go back to coaching. And to be honest with you, the Falcons have done something that, for the life of me, it keeps me baffled. And I tell you why, because if me and you, bro, the way we go working our regular job, Joe Schmo job, if we'd have made them many mistakes, bro, they would have already had us fired, replaced, and that person would have, it'd have been 4 other people that would have been hired, bro, after us. So I think
no question about that.
So to your point, it's coaching, because you asked me a question about what's the difference between Devondre Campbell and Bobby Wagner, those guys. You know what's crazy? You know what Bobby Wagner went to school at? That most people don't realize that Bobby Wagner, Utah State, bro. Utah State. If you take a linebacker from Utah State and you coach him up to be one of the top, I just gave away the answer. If you put them boys up to be top 5 in the nation, top 5 in the NFL, that's coaching, bro. So I think
right.
I think Dan Quinn, and it just shows you who ran the show then. It shows you that Pete Carroll ran the show then, bro, because Pete Carroll found the talent. Now, Dan Quinn is good at kind of refining talent, but I don't really know what he's good at no more, bro, because we used to say he was a defensive line guy. Defensive line was trash. He coached.
Yeah.
He was a cover 2 guy. Bro, we ain't drafted a cornerback worth that's even close to anybody like Richard Sherman, bro, in 10 years. But that's a whole nother conversation.
But the last time I checked, if you playing a cover 2 or Tampa 2, whatever you want to play, you got to have the secondary or the personnel to play in that cover 2 when it comes to the secondary, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe Keanu Neal was better than we thought. Maybe he made up for a lot of mistakes that Deion Jones and number 59 was making. Now, Olokun, I think he is that step. You know, he could be that step. I feel like he's that step. Maybe it's just a couple of things we missing when it comes to maybe his head coaching is getting in the way where he can't be that full-time defensive coordinator or defensive line guy or Tampa 2 or a cover 2 guy, because it looked like a Tampa 2 to me, but the cover 2 that he run, maybe he ain't got time to really implement it like he wants to because he had coaching.
So you just brought up a good point, bro. You just made me think about something, because when we look at the motto, right, fast and physical, right, and I think the motto is what really kept us to underperform, because I put it to you like this. Dan Quinn was so big on this fast and physical stuff, bro, that he almost got us ran out of the stadium. And I tell you why, because fast and physical to me, that just show, the Seahawks, they was fast and physical. The difference between us and the Seahawks back then, bro, is we didn't have a big run plugger nose tackle guy to offset that deep tackle, bro. Because I'm going to tell you something. Grady Jarrett, our nose tackle at 300 pounds, is great. But we basically saying that, every time Grady Jarrett step up to the line, he as strong as Aaron Donald, which is that ain't fair to Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett is a great defensive lineman, but I'm gonna tell you something. If Grady Jarrett can get double teamed every play, for the most part, most plays, they're gonna run for 200-300 yards. But it's been consistent.
Yeah, it's been consistent like that. You're right.
Because we ain't, you know what we missed? I think we missed one of them guys from Utah. We missed one of them defensive linemen from Utah, one of them 6'3", 320, 330, that's athletic. You know what I mean? Somebody that's athletic to kind of take the pressure out the fast and physical. Because I'm going to tell you something. As Deion Jones, and you know what it tells me more about Deion Jones and his good year? Whoever was the defensive tackle.
Tackle for that, yeah. I thought about that. Yeah. See, I thought about that too.
Bro, because when he was the rookie, when he was a rookie, whoever that defensive tackle was, he made Deion Jones all that money. Because now it's like Deion Jones is 230 pounds as a linebacker, bro. If Deion Jones don't have a clogger there to, basically keep them offensive guards off of him, then it don't matter how fast he is. Deion Jones won't be able to use all of his skills and that he capable of, like he's covering.
He get caught in the mesh, and being that light, if you get caught in the mesh as a middle linebacker, you already done. Okay, so his read steps, he was getting caught doing. I watched some tape on. I watched the 49ers game, and I seen him get caught in the mesh on his read steps. His linebacker read steps is 2 steps forward before he drop back in coverage or he commit to stop and run. He'll get caught in the mesh then, and like you said, consistently 200-300 yard rushing. I mean, it and then being last in sacks that don't help the situation, or dead last or almost last in the sacks. Bottom third in the league, and that don't help the situation either. So with that being said, right, this offseason, oh man, what an offseason it has been.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The boys came out with the pistol smoking, done.
Big smoke. Yes, sir.
Now,
Yeah.
are we starting to look like the NBA? If you sign one player, that player can recruit other players to come over there. Is that starting to happen, man? Cause I don't know. Shit. Todd Gurley wouldn't be here if Dante Fowler wanted to sign. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He recruited them over there. The boys want to play together now. It's starting to look like that in the NFL. This stuff is starting to happen, man.
Right. So okay. Let me say that another way. I would say that always happens. I just say we never had a guy, bro, that people have wanted to come in and play with that we brought in.
Yeah. Right.
Because I put it to you like this. I saw something. I saw an article, and people say, "Oh, it's crazy, man, because we had Alex Mack. We had, man, we got all these people." But they said Dante Fowler was the most important signing of the Thomas Dimitroff era. And most people will say, "No, that's crazy, bro." Because like you said, he got Alex Mack, man. He got all these players or whatever. But don't get me wrong. Let me tell you something. Alex Mack, to me personally, if I'm being unbiased, to me was the most critical Thomas Dimitroff signing because he brought one person made two average people look good, bro. You don't really tell too many of them players because it don't matter who our guard is. We got a center that's got our line lined up, and people that know football, bro, you know how important it is and how having a center that's the heart and soul of your team, what that means. But I would say the most important is Dante Fowler because you know what he adds? He adds three things, and I think we talked about this a little bit the other week, but he adds three things that I like from day one. One, he mean, bro. He nasty, and he love football.
Yeah, dog.
The knock on Vic Beasley was he may not love the game. He may be gifted at the game. He got a good get off. He can win with speed and all that kind of stuff. But it showed that he's a try hard guy. Just being honest.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to Tennessee and give the best he can and try hard. But at the end of the day, if football works out for him or not, he strikes me as the type of person that, he's going to be all right, bro. But Dante Fowler strikes me as the type of person that if football don't work out, bro, you might need to look at your door at night, bro, because he might be there with bad intentions, bro. So first and foremost, in football, you need a guy like that. You need a guy that just like, hey,
you got to have that guy.
You got to have that guy, bro, especially in a position, because I'm going to tell you something, bro, just like the center, I'm a little unpopular when I say this, but just like the center, bro, is the most important person of the offense. But the Falcons, I can't speak for other teams.
Yeah, you can't speak on nobody else, yeah.
Hell no, because it's Falcon talk right now. But for the Falcons, you know who our most important person is outside of Deion Jones? Is that pass rusher. And I'll tell you why. Two reasons why. One, the big reason why Desmond Trufant was getting cooked all these years, other than poor technique and other stuff, is that
his feet work went to trash, man.
Oh, exactly. We touch on him on
that. Go ahead.
But is once you don't get a consistent pressure, your DBs, former DB, bro, you gotta you can lock a dude down probably maybe 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, but outside of that, we playing street ball at that point. So a lot of times, a lot of these guys, because when we watch the Texans, any Falcons fan that want to watch a horrible display of defense and to see if what no pass rush gets, watch how Deshaun Watson literally called his plays because he wasn't threatened, bro. And I think what I'm tired of seeing as a Falcons fan is quarterbacks not feeling threatened after the game. Rather do we make a quarterback be like, man, I played the Falcons. That's first and foremost. So let's start with pass rush. And don't get me wrong, the only way that he felt the Falcons that day is because Grady Jarrett was in his face all day. And Grady Jarrett almost hit it. But teams are going to double, triple team Grady Jarrett, and they're our defensive line to beat them. Because outside of Grady Jarrett, who made a splash on the defensive line? Nobody. So
I mean, Davidson, he was a consistent run stopper. But that's just as far as he went, though. Now, if he can turn a corner and maybe generate maybe 4 or 5 sacks this year, I'd take that. But that's a big maybe. Now, Dan Quinn, you got some help with Dante Fowler coming in. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, let's move to the offensive side of the ball. As far as when it comes to this offseason, trades and free agency, we picked up that tight end Hayden Hurst. The kid looked good. He looked like an NFL tight end, okay? He got a little speed on him. But the question always come down to, when it comes to tight end, can you block? Can you distract the defense and actually be in on first and second down and actually block? Now, we know he can catch. That's no question about it. Go back and watch the kid tape. He can block. He can receive. He can catch. He's a receiving tight end. Now, if they can develop him into blocking, in which I think our tight end coach, Mike Mularkey, who's our tight end coach? Mularkey he was a good tight end coach.
Yeah, one of the best.
Maybe he can have Hurst turn that corner, but as far as the pickup goes, Mike, I think it's a really good pickup. He can come in and be with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley. Well, people questioning that Todd Gurley deal or move or whatever, but
yeah, we touched on that too. I want to get to that later, but yeah, go ahead. Let's focus on Hayes.
I think Hurst can come in. Blocking is the easy thing to learn because that's just grit. That's just want to. You feel me? We know he can receive. Now, if Mularkey can have him develop a blocking, just outside zone blocking when he run in the zone, can he get to the edge? Can he pin down that defensive end on the outside zone coming his way on the strong side? Can he do that? I think he can. Now, do you think that he really needs to develop a blocking skill, or should we just have him in on passing downs and put in old Gritty Graham over there?
Man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is like you gave me option A and B. I'm gonna go option C, bro, because I don't think that two things about him that I think work against us in this situation. So one, he's 27 years old already as a tight end. It's his second year in the league, but he already 27 years old. Not that is a bad thing, because if anything, right, I think from what type of a receiver he is from day one is already gonna show. So we don't really. So this is a second year guy, bro, that we're giving veteran love to, which means at tight end at 27, bro. If you're not known as a blocker, I don't think at 28 you might do some extra reps in the weight room. I don't think that's gonna allow you to push NFL defensive ends. That's gonna push them aside. Now, one move that we made yesterday that I think offsets that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, we got Hayden Hurst to catch passes. We didn't get Hayden Hurst.
I think so.
Because I'm gonna be real with you. You know who got off easy? It's Austin Hooper, because he had one good year. That boy didn't block for real either, though. So not consistently. Now he was good. He was decent because he was a former defensive end and he was physical. But being a technician of blocking, and I don't think we have one on the roster now, because we got Jaden Graham backing him up. So we got a lot of pass catchers, which is great. Yeah, but I think the answer to our blocking more so is going to be the answer to our blocking more so is going to be the swing tackle, the swing guard that we got yesterday, which was Justin McCray. He's going to be
like that signing.
That's what I'm saying. So he's going to be he's going to be the new Sambrelo, right? And the reason why Sambrelo was signed, think about it, why he was signed last year. Remember how we was griping, bro? It's like, oh my God, we got Sambrelo. We were like, why we re-sign him? We remember him. You remember you were at the game in Denver when Vic Beasley got 4 sacks against us.
I'm talking about smoked him good too. Smoked him real good.
So you ask yourself, why did we re-sign this guy? We re-signed him because we needed him at swing tackle. So I think you'll see more of the same. You'll see a McCray out there, because you remember Sambrelo even caught him a pass last year. I think.
Yeah, and scored a touchdown with it too.
That's what I'm saying. So what we have is, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because we still are missing a left guard, but we got a hell of a lot of depth. We got, who knows what we can do with Jamar Brown. We still got him. We may not like what we got with him, because we can't take the dead cap, but I'm gonna tell you something.
We can't take a dead cap hit on Jamar Brown right now, bro. I don't know how whoever his agent is, they did a hell of a job.
Great job, bro, because he shouldn't be on the NFL roster right now. But on the flip side, if we cut him, then we losing money. But I'm gonna tell you something. We use the Jamar Browns, we use the McCrays, we use somebody there to continue to help flesh out that person. Because I'm gonna tell you something. The thing about TG3, because we Georgia Bulldogs fans and Falcons fans, the one thing about TG3 is, I don't care what they say about his knee, which I know we're gonna touch on later. That is still a 25-year-old alpha male dog, and people try to call him Steven Jackson, and it's like, y'all are idiots if y'all think.
I seen that Steven Jackson comparison. Now that's just ridiculous, man. People need to cut it out though.
Bro, because here's the thing. Once Steven Jackson came to Atlanta, he was already 30 years old, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he was literally on the downturn in his career. Now, arthritis in your knee, I don't know what Toradol does or whatever, but I guarantee you that knee will be right on game one. That's just,
I think so too. I think he's gonna be ready for the season. I think if he missed the first 3 or 4 games, I'm all right with that, because he'll come in and give us a mid-season, a late-season burst, in which we all know the second quarter of the season, it's our worst. I think
And
I can't really call the number right now, but Dan Quinn in the quarter of the season since he been here is a losing record. His second quarter is just he just don't do good. I
right,
mean, them facts. Now, if Gurley sit out and come in then to give us a burst, I'll
yeah,
take that. But I think he might be ready when the season start. I really do believe he could be ready when the season start.
I would
And,
agree. I would agree
and
because he a
I'll
professional,
take
bro. He know what to do, man. And
right. He
Gurley,
do.
what he know what to do, man. And people, what's funny is the people that's critiquing him are over the age of 35, bro. We talking about a 25-year-old running back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Arthritis or not, bro. Like you still have torque left in your legs. Now, here's the thing: the problem I think that Gurley ran into is that they used him so much, and he tore the ACL before, and he had set, because you got to think about it, man. Gurley came from, what's crazy, bro? Gurley came from, he the last running back that reminds me of old school football, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Because
can
if you
do.
look at the way Georgia used him, look at the way Georgia put him. I mean, he was traditional. Georgia had a fullback back then, bro. Now
Sure did.
to segue over to Georgia football, hey, bro, you don't even know who Georgia fullback is now. We had a proper fullback. We had some guy, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't recruited,
Yeah.
that was a 1-star, 2-star, hard-nosed guy, former linebacker, blocking for Gurley, right? So that's what he got used to. Now, if you look at where the NFL is now, yeah, the modern NFL has passed Todd Gurley by. If you really want to know why Todd Gurley is an Atlanta Falcon, it's because the modern NFL has basically said, you ain't really scatty enough for us. You a big, you need your carries. You kind of need to warm up. Because if you look at a lot of Todd Gurley runs, bro, a lot of them, bro, are really, some of them tough to watch. I'll be honest with you. Because, he had them plays where you see him go and run through people. But it's a lot of 2 yards, a lot of grumble plays. But that's cool because you need to keep feeding him. Now, the thing with us is that most people don't want to give us credit for is that, to be honest with you, we got TG1, but we kind of got a junior Todd Gurley already on the team, and that's Brian Hill. Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't care what the offensive line do their thing. You don't want to see Brian Hill running at you at the end of the game angry. You don't want to see. That's 2 running backs that are going to get you them yards, them 1 yard. And that's a whole nother conversation because if you're a real Falcons fan, you know that 3rd and 1 for the last 6 years has been our Achilles heel too. You know
Oh,
what I'm
no
saying?
question about that, man.
So yeah. Once we get down to our draft, the draft part of this podcast, bro, we need to talk about who the left guard is going to be because to me, that's the most important part. To me, before we even figure out who the cornerback is, if we got good cornerbacks, I think we'll make some cap room. We're going to find some people. But
I think so too.
whoever going to be our left guard that opened them holes up for TD3, whoever's going to be our left guard, because this is the year where everything got to come to fruition, bro. And I'm going to throw another point at you that we ain't talked about. Now, let's look at something. State of the Falcons. This State of the Union Falcons talk right now, right, bro? So look at it 2 ways, dog. Look at it 2 ways. When we were crafting, when we drafted Vic Beasley, I give you a good example. You know who we drafted Vic Beasley to stop? Cam Newton. We drafted Vic Beasley to stop Cam Newton and hopefully have enough speed off the edge to get to Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the state of what our team was. And matter of fact, you know what Mike Smith did more so than Dan Quinn? Mike Smith built his team to beat certain players. He built his team to beat Drew Brees. If you really want to be particular, back when Roddy White and we first got Julio and we had all of them, that was to beat Drew Brees. And we had to, and we was like, crap, man, we've been trying to get a pass rusher since, Abraham and all that kind of stuff. We kept throwing people out there. But really, now it's like, okay, with the NFC South this year, and I'll tell you why this year is such an important year, is because everybody's job is on the line. Look at the amount of 1-year deals
Yeah, so live.
that we can sign these boys from, bro. So this team it could be a one and done team. If this fails, then next year this conversation is going to be a complete rebuild conversation. It's not going to matter what Alex Mack is doing. It's not going to matter.
You think they ready for a rebuild?
I think there's no choice but a rebuild because I think at the end of the day, Julio has made as much money as Julio is going to make, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Julio has been as loyal to Atlanta, bro, as you can possibly be from being a homer for a team standpoint, right? Because Julio, I would say, is the most selfless Falcon in the history of the Falcons organization, bro. Because He got all of that talent, bro, and never once has he come out and bashed his head coach. Never once has he come out and said, trade me. Never once. All he did is said, I want an adjustment, and he still went to work. And guess what?
Definitely went to work.
And they gave him his adjustment, and guess what he did? He did exactly what he was supposed to do. So now, here's the thing. You ask yourself this question. After this year, let's go worst case scenario. Everything falls to pieces, and we have a repeat of last year. Okay, so Todd Gurley's gone. So well, guess what? We're still not any closer to having a running back. Guess what? Alex Mack is going to be 34 years old. We're not going to have a center, so we're going to have to replace him regardless. Let's see here. We don't have any corners right now. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
we don't.
We're already hanging on by a thread, Jimmy. So I think what we're trying to do is overcompensate with big names. Because look, right, you know what's crazy? I saw a stat that said the Falcons have 11 first-round picks on their
11
roster.
first-round picks on the roster going into 2020. 11 first-round picks.
Think about that.
Wow.
Bro. 11 first-round picks. And that means those are a lot of guys that didn't. It ain't like they deserve contract extensions. Because Laquan Treadwell, bro, if you told me 3 years ago when I watched Laquan Treadwell, the way he used to ball out in college, if I would have said that the Falcons were signing him, bro, man, we were ecstatic. Don't get me wrong, because I'm gonna tell you something. You talk about an underutilized. He kind of reminds me of Mohamed Sanu when he came in. You know what I'm saying? Because Sanu was a dog at the Bengals, bro. I mean, he did his thing. I remember when the Falcons played the Bengals back in Cincinnati a couple years ago, and I saw Sanu catch like a 70-yarder and just dip on us. And I was like, man, we need that. And when we got him, most people was like, man, why are we paying us? Think about this crazy stat, bro. Think about when we got Sanu in, and they was like, bro, we got to pay Sanu $7.5 million. Mohamed Sanu? But it's like, who took us to the Super Bowl? What were we missing that took us to the Super Bowl? That guy that go across the middle, run them tough routes, that get up, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. And he
blocked downfield. He blocked downfield so well. People didn't notice that. That was his underrated part of Mohamed Sanu. He blocked downfield, which is crucial for.
Absolutely. And the thing I liked about him is good point. And the thing about Sanu is Sanu loved the game, bro. And you can't have enough guys, bro, that love the game. And I'm gonna tell you another thing about Sanu, who he reminds me of, bro. Why Treadwell reminds me of Sanu, because you know what the knock on Treadwell, because I was looking at the scouts and what they said his knock was. They said that he don't love the game. He's not a technician of the game. But I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You know what's crazy? And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna use a corporate reference for you. You know the one thing that helped me do so well in corporate America is that, man, I'm gonna tell you something. When I first got to the company I was at, the CEO, before we changed to a bigger office or whatever, and you couldn't really see the CEOs, every day, bro, I was able to see the CEO. I was able to see him work a lot of times because of where, like, I was on the top floor. When I got hired to my company, I got on the top floor. But you know what that let me do, bro? It let me see how the CEO worked every day. Now, sure enough, I didn't become the CEO, and I'm not the CEO. I'm not even close to being the CEO. But what I learned was, man, this guy here, multi-millionaire, and he come in every morning, bro. He got this routine. He got this ritual. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. If you got struggle, you got all this ability, Jimbo. And the only knock on you is that you don't love the game, but you get a chance to watch one of the hardest working. You know what I'm saying?
I see where you're going. I see where you're going with this.
Highest paid dog who is a coach on the field now. Not just listen.
Yeah.
Now you know who one of our best coaches been over the last 5-6 years is Julio Jones, because when he say something, it's like that gang member that talked to the game. When he say something, it's like, oh, shut up, so and so talking, Julio talking, we got to shut up, and we all paid, but the alpha dog talking. So it's like, what did Julio do to Sanu? He made Sanu, and guess what? They all love him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Julio did to Sanu what Roddy White did for him, and Julio understands that.
Yeah.
So I think don't discount the Laquan Treadwell signing, because I think out of all of the signings we made this year, he may be the one that's most out for a long-term contract extension after the season over. So book that one up, Laquan Treadwell.
And I can touch bases on that because I feel the same way you feel about it. I put this out on one of my on somebody else's YouTube page that I watch, and I said, man, we just found our Sanu, and they thought I was saying that, he's not going to be better. He's not a Sanu. Look at his numbers and look at Sanu's first 4 years in the league. Look at his first 4 years in the league. It's not a compare. I said, I'm not saying he's going to be like Sanu. I'm saying I'm hoping that he'd be better than Sanu. And as a Falcon fan, you should do the same thing. He's on your team now. Why
Absolutely.
would you back somebody that's on your team now? You supposed to say, okay, he's gonna be better than Sanu, but the role is the role. The role that he's gonna be playing is the role that Sanu was in. It's almost what I was prefacing, and I hope he be better than Sanu. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's what you want to do as a Falcon fan. You want to put that good positive vibe out on whoever's on your team and hope they be really good. They help us win games and probably get back, try to get back to the Super Bowl. Nah.
And you know what? Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because you know what's funny is that it's funny because it's going to be a coaching thing with Treadwell too. Because you brought one more point that I think is important too. Because Treadwell, guess what? He went from Thielen to Diggs and having Rudolph to Ridley, Jones, Hurst, and then you got Treadwell. And then I would say you got better quarterback play in terms of you're going to try to feature this guy a little bit more and utilize his athleticism. Because guess what? Out of all them receivers I just named, bro, no one else brings the element that he brings just from day one. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because
day one.
From day one. I mean, he's just a different guy. He got a different skill set. So it's like, I mean, as much as I would say he is similar to Sanu, what's crazy is I think athletically, you could probably get more out of Treadwell than you got with Sanu. Because Sanu tried as hard as he could to be smooth and be effortless and be a dog.
He did.
Treadwell is blessed, and he hasn't been able to live up to all of the gifts that's been bestowed upon him. So a little bit of a nuance different, but just enough to, you know what I'm saying? Just like you said, that's good. I agree.
Now let's jump subject here real quick because I want you to touch bases on these noticeable coaching changes that have occurred on our team. Now, I don't know what Dan Quinn thing is. It's almost as soon as the season's over, he started cleaning house with coaches, don't he? I mean, this man changed coaches faster than anybody. I mean, we was almost the first team in the league to start kicking people out the door and telling them to pack their shit. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we changed our DC in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he don't waste our linebacker coach. This man don't waste no time. Now, he gets a new special team coach. He just started changing. Now, this year, he changed himself. I mean, the man fired himself from the DC, right?
right. Yeah.
He pretty much fired himself. How do you feel about Raheem Morris, man? Do you think Raheem Morris? Because I'm going to tell you something. The last quarter of the season, the last half of the season last year, I trusted in Raheem Morris. You feel me? So let me. I'm gonna ask you this now. Say we get to the bye. I ain't really paid attention to the schedule like I'm supposed to now. Say we get to the bye and we below 500. Dan Quinn still there, and Raheem Morris. Is Dan Quinn gonna be still there, or Raheem Morris gonna be the head coach? If we get to the bye, and we on the 500.
So you know what, bro? I can answer that question two ways, and you know what? It's a great question. First and foremost, great freaking question.
Oh yeah, I love that one now because I still be thinking about it.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I tell you two things. One, it's two people team, and guess what? Neither one of them is Dan Quinn or Dimitrov. It is Rich McKay team and it's Arthur Blank team. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be real. If we had the same situation we had this year, you will see. I'm talking about like a football, bro. You're gonna see Dimitrov get punted out of there. You're gonna see Quinn get punted out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a question, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You know the one thing that this is another reason what pisses me off about the Falcons is that we got all of this damn coaching experience. We got Cutter on one side. You got Raheem Morris, former head coach. You got Mike Mularkey, former head coach.
Yeah.
I'm probably missing somebody else that was a former head coach. Mm-hmm. So it's like all of this experience, it lets me know this, bro. And I'm gonna be real with you. The smartest thing Dan Quinn did for this season, bro, happened last year, which is he got out of his own way. And that was the job on the line because he realized that he wasn't good enough, but he had built enough camaraderie around that organization, had built enough of the culture around that organization to say that, hey, everybody still plays for me. Everybody's still in the situation where people are still going to go hard for me every day because I'm a likable person. But technically, I'm not best for the direction of this organization. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I like about Raheem Morris? Because this is what I say. You know the difference between as much as Dante Fowler played for Dan Quinn back at Florida, bro, Dante Fowler is a Raheem Morris player. You see what I'm saying? Because let's be real, and this for the football geeks out there, the people that remember when Raheem Morris was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Defense, bro, always was a problem. Because you know who he had at linebacker? Who he drafted at linebacker? Or no, let me not say he didn't draft him at linebacker, but you know who he had at linebacker? Old Derek Brooks. You know what I mean? He had dogs, and he knew what to do with dogs, and he knew how to put dogs in a position to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that to answer your question, there's no way, because everybody's on 1-year deals, and that includes Dan Quinn, that includes Dimitrov. Everybody's 1-year deal, bro. So
Rich McKay got him on 1-year deals.
Everybody on 1-year deals, bro. If you're not Julio Jones or Matt Ryan, you're on a 1-year deal, bro. Excuse me, or Deion Jones. So
you saying Rich McKay ain't playing? He ain't playing.
Rich McKay has, anytime a general manager who's been in the league for all of these years brought in his responsibility, bro. You know what I mean? Let me take this off.
Yeah.
Let me do that. And you have more years. Usually less years. You get more years, you get less responsibility. But this man got more years and he got more responsibility, which means you might see Rich McKay drafting next year himself. Because I think at this point, you know, and here's the thing, here's a ground zero Atlanta thing. It's like, once these sports come back, bro, Atlanta United is a hotter ticket in Atlanta than the Atlanta Falcons, bro. So until the Falcons,
you were telling me that, yeah,
bro, it's crazy. It's crazy because you know what Atlanta United has figured out how to do? How to unite the whole city, bro. Because it don't matter where you from, what background you in, whatever, and they win. You know how they win? They win by getting the best players and throwing the money at them, and which is what Arthur Blank really has done. To be honest with you, Arthur Blank, I feel bad for him because all he's done is show love. He did stuff that not average CEOs do, bro. They don't bro, care. You know?
Papa Blank been paying that money. You see what I'm saying? So I think Rich McKay stepped in and say, hey, you starting to get a little too emotionally attached to these players, man. I need to step in for a minute and let me chop some stuff down really quick because we starting to fall behind. And I'm putting everybody on 1-year deal. Everybody is on probation and parole off up in here.
Bro, that's a great point because you know what happened, bro? I'm gonna be honest with you. And it's crazy because like me working in business, I understand that business is one of the most emotionless things that you can work in. Like it's horrible, bro, because it's like you hug people, you see their kids grow up, you ask so-and-so how he doing today, and then you fire him. You know you about to fire him.
Yeah.
But it's like you're in that type of environment. But I'm gonna tell you something. Why it's important because I truly believe, bro. Arthur Blank loved Devontae Freeman like a son. Literally.
Oh, yeah, no question about that.
He loved his story. He grew up in the pork and bean project.
Yeah.
He took care of his family. He bought houses for his mama. Blah 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 blah. But you're right. Rich McKay said, "Hey, look, man. I know we love Devontae Freeman, but how about we like Todd Gurley and bring him in here?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, see, yeah.
So because we don't, here's the thing: the state of Georgia loves Todd Gurley. You know what I'm saying?
No question about. Oh yeah.
The Falcons. Like, you a 1-year player, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's a state of Georgia move. That's a good old glory old Georgia move. But for these Atlanta Falcons, bro, that's a 1-year deal. Prove it. Below the cap, below your projected cap, so on and so forth. Type of deal. And that's kind of what, like I said, that's what that's what it says to me.
So I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. This is gonna be a 2-headed monster because I really believe Rich McKay is going to have a lot of influence in this upcoming draft. Right. So I believe that. I believe you're not going to pick unless you run it by him. You see what I'm saying? Nobody is not coming off the board until Rich McKay got something to say about who's coming off the board and who's going to stay on the board as well. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you this. How much influence you think Rich McKay going to have on the draft? And at number 16, who you think? Because I know we got a lot of needs now. I know we got a lot of wants too now. Everybody got a lot of wants. Wants probably what got you here.
Right.
But who you think at number 16, or who you want at number 16, and how much influence you think Rich McKay gonna have on that 16 pick, bro? Come on, give it to me, man.
Okay. Because I got, here's the thing, man. Like, I'll be real with you. So I'm gonna go two ways. I'm gonna go first with what makes the most amount of sense at the surface level because we don't have a lot of cap, right? I would go today. I'm gonna go Christian Fulton, cornerback, LSU today, and I tell you why.
I like him.
I tell you why. Because for me, what it really boils down to is completion percentage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and I'll tell you why. Because it's two people, and it's two guys, and I'm Christian Fulton is my pick because we need a lockdown guy, and I believe with Sheffield, you can build around. Sheffield is a corner that I don't worry about. He's the only corner that I would say that we've had.
Hey, he's one of my favorite corners on the team right now. But that's another. Yeah. We're gonna get into that. Go ahead, man. I'm loving it, baby. Go ahead.
Okay. So if we go, because think about it like this: you go Sheffield, right? You go Sheffield. We got Sheffield at corner. We put Fulton out there. That gives us a corner. I mean, nickelback, you can battle it out because Isaiah Oliver and whoever else can battle it out at nickel. KZ, don't matter. I like Oliver better at the nickel anyway because he got ball skills. He a big corner, but he is a liability out there on the island, bro. So we need somebody that has an island. Now, I say all of that, but go ahead, talk to me.
Me and you talked about earlier this week. Me and you talked about a free agent, and we did some film study on him. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to give that one up. That's on the next episode. And we're gonna tell y'all about a free agent out there that we love, we like. He's ready, he's available. But I don't want you to drop them beans yet, Big Mike, because that's a good one for
I was ready.
Hold on to.
Ready. Yeah.
I don't want them to know that yet because we can't give you all the good music yet.
No,
go ahead, right. though. Go ahead.
But okay, so I'm gonna tell you if I was Rich McKay, what I would do, because I would say if I had to, I'm gonna just believe in Raheem Morris and say, you know what, Isaiah Oliver, he takes this offseason, he makes the step, he's better, right? If I'm just a hoping person, and that's what the Falcons have done a lot of hoping. We just hope, we pray. We're just gonna leave him out there. We did the same thing with Robert Alford till he got, mossed and pass interference his way right out to Arizona, and some kind of way he got re-signed. But anyway, that's their problem.
Oh God, yeah, that's them.
Tell you what we need, because remember what I just said about the NFC earlier and how we got a Vic Beasley to stop a Cam Newton. We got all of these players to stop quarterbacks. You know what we need, what we have to have, or all of this is a why. It won't matter who our cornerback is. Today, Rich McKay, if I'm Rich McKay, I go Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle, University of South Carolina, 6'5", 310 pounds, that can push the pocket and has pass rush ability. Because you know what Tom Brady is going to do? He's going to sit right in that little right in between the guards, right behind the center. He's going to sit there and he's going to pick you apart. And it ain't going to matter who your cornerback is if they double team Brady. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So Davidson, now we talked about Davidson, great run stuffer. He gives us zero against the pass. Bro, we have to have a pass rushing defensive tackle to be a difference maker. And I say, because here's my thought. You go defensive tackle first round, then you find a decent corner second round, maybe an AJ
Yeah.
Maybe a Jalen Johnson, maybe maybe a Diggs, because I still think Diggs is more hype. Or, to be honest with you, now here's some homework for people out here viewing is what's the guy? I think it's Sergio Vildor, cornerback, Georgia Southern, 3rd, 4th rounder that is capable of playing. And people slip on Georgia Southern, App States, all these schools like this. They always produce one dog every year.
They do now. They do put one of them out every year.
And I still think we can have a serviceable corner that can be had 2nd or 3rd round, because again, the way our draft is set up, every pick has to either be a starter or a difference maker. So I say every corner, it's some difference makers in the 2nd round, meaning Sheffield, we just put Sheffield on the top guy. We let Sheffield, we trust his growth. Ohio State, we know he coached good, so on and so forth. Or we go Damon Arnett, we pair him with a dude that he know in the 2nd round. You know what I'm saying? Another Ohio State guy, which he coached good. Same defensive back coach that push out all these other guys. And like I said, we go Kinlaw and we push the pocket and we give Grady a playmate, and you can't double team either one of them, and we consistently putting pressure on people, which is something that Falcons fans ain't seen in.
Man, I mean, shit, man. You don't want to talk Super Bowl year. I want to say, but I mean, even then, Vic DeVries was coming off that edge pretty good Super Bowl year.
Right.
So I can't even say Super Bowl year really.
Right.
It's been a while.
Right. But okay. But it's like Jimbo. We look around the league and we ask ourselves. I think it's a good sunset to kind of this podcast. And you ask yourself and you say, okay. So we say around the NFL from a pedigree standpoint, what works? Who are the teams that are consistently kicking ass? And you say the Ravens. It's like how the Ravens kicking ass. It's where that defense is. They pushing the pocket. Lamar Jackson is a dog, bro. But let me tell you something. Before Lamar Jackson had himself figured out in the NFL, you know what was already figured out? That Ravens defense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. They came to Atlanta the year before and did it to us with Lamar Jackson, but that defense was really what was killing us.
And guess what? Lamar Jackson didn't know how to read NFL defenses then. And they still beat us. They had good defense. Because, like I said, they always have defensive linemen that are physical, that are mean, that embrace the role, and they never rarely get pushed off the ball, bro. That's just the AFC in general. It's almost like we have to take an AFC approach. Because, matter of fact, let me tell you something. You want to know why? Every time we play an AFC team, Jimmy, what happens?
AFC, man, I don't even think I need to go back and look up the record that Dan Quinn have against the AFC. Because boy, it ain't good. I mean, they swept us the year before, and they swept it this year.
Right, and I think to that point, Jimmy, it's
they did sweep us this year.
And if you think about it like this, they whooped us, and for a good team, for the 49ers, for the Patriots, for the Ravens, the Texans, it never really matters whether it's AFC or NFC, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just matters it's football. Think about it. Think about what we saying right now. Oh well, okay, we are NFC team. Oh no, we are AFC team. Like no, bro, we a football team. And you know what I saw the Titans do when they came to Atlanta last year? I saw them beat us like a football team. They didn't even look like an AFC team. They looked like, oh, here we go. We hand the ball to Derrick Henry. We got this. I forgot Jarrell Casey. Let me tell you something, bro. That was when I was like, crap, they got a difference maker. This boy all in Matt Ryan's face. Think about how many times we done seen Matt Ryan get hit by the time he say, hey, we never do that, which is why we allow rookies every year to have time, because we allow them to have time to be athletic. Anytime you give a quarterback time to think, you screwed, bro. You know?
You out of gas.
Shit, and that's high school. You give a high school quarterback time to think, shit, he gonna pick the ass apart for 300.
Just about every level, from high school to college to the NFL. If you get any quarterback time to think, he gonna wear your ass out left and right all night long if he want to. You got to get some kind of pressure on him.
Thanks.
So we're gonna get down into these closing thoughts. What we're gonna be doing on the show more regular. So with closing thoughts, with the show is about to end, but closing thoughts is how you feel about the Falcons right now. I'm talking about as of today. Now next week I can ask you closing thoughts and it can change. Let's be honest, with this team, your feelings and your emotions, they change with the week.
Day to day. Right. Yeah, exactly.
But
so
don't get it twisted. Now I am a Atlanta Falcons fan. I'm a dirty bird for life, and I ain't gonna never change it. But I do have my opinions. You feel me? Whether they positive or negative. Now with closing thoughts, we just gonna say as of today. What's the date? March 24th.
Yeah.
2020. In the middle of the coronavirus epidemic. Closing thoughts is, how do you feel about Atlanta Falcons with today? After the move we done made, all this good stuff. I'm talking about March 24th, 2020. How you feel?
Hey man, you know what? I'm gonna say pretty good, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I understand how much morale, mindset, and pedigree matter to a football team. Because here's the thing, bro. Everybody always like to go into, oh, well, on paper this, on paper that. But let me tell you something. Todd Gurley energy, bro, on game day is something that's needed in the Falcons locker room. And be honest with you, and I'm gonna go with free agents. Like I ain't even gonna get you with the team because we know what the team is. We watched the team. We saw what the team is or ain't. I'm gonna tell you something. I feel good. You want to know why? Because Julio got help, and I don't mean help like Todd Gurley running a touchdown. He got leaders with him, helping him say the message. When Todd Gurley get up and say something, people gonna listen. Dante Fowler stand up and say something, people gonna listen. Listen. Hey, here's another one for you now. I'm gonna throw one for you now. This is a good part. Leroy Reynolds started talking. People gonna start saying, "Eat dog, eat." We re-signed him yesterday too. That's another under the radar signing where it's like, hey man, that's a Falcons guy. Like he's a guy that with the Falcons because he fit the culture. He know what Dan Quinn want. And if you're not, I think last year, for whatever reason, bro, we got bit more so by a losing mentality. And unfortunately, it started and really ultimately stopped with Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn basically said, Marquand Manuel was the problem. Get out of here, Marquand Manuel. I'm going to run the defense because that's what I'm known for. Now, people bought into him because he was a likable guy. But you know what? It's a good lesson that leadership, I'm going to tell you somebody, it's a good closing thought, bro. It's a good lesson in leadership, because leadership is about being effective, not about being liked. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So Dan Quinn even needed more leaders. Because I'm going to tell you something, Julio Jones had to go up, and Julio Jones ain't a talker, but Julio Jones had to get in front of the team and basically
had to do that, yeah.
Say, listen, y'all not going to play for this guy. Y'all not going to play for this guy we like, which lets me know that Dan Quinn is the greatest person for the Falcons, but he ain't the best leader. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
I can agree with that.
With that being said, because we are a better led team than we are a couple weeks ago, I say that, to be honest with you, I don't care what no other fan base say. Our team has the chance to kick your team ass any given Sunday, because one, we got vets, we got leadership, and with a good draft, we got two 40-year-old quarterbacks that hopefully we can put on their butt. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we got two 40-year-old quarterbacks and who the other quarterback, and we got Teddy Bridgewater. So we got our work cut out for us, but I think with good leadership, bro, we will win. And I think that's what got us to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. I think, all that mixed in with the good rookie talent, you know what I mean? And I think that's what's going to keep us at the table. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, we Super Bowl bound, none of that, because that's just, that's blasphemy right now.
Yeah,
But I will say, though, every time y'all count us out, we'll be right there to goddamn, you know what I'm saying? We coming, though, rest of the NFL. But be on notice, because y'all hoping Todd Gurley. They hoping. See what I'm saying? They talking about Todd.
Praying.
Because they praying that he don't come back to form. Because what? MVP Todd come back to form. It don't matter. No other team in the NFC has that element. Don't get me wrong, McCaffrey is a dog, but he really a glorified receiver. And I'm going to tell you something. Without running the play action, the cam, whatever they, play action, shotgun, run, RPOs that they run, McCaffrey going to be a different running back. Put McCaffrey in the eye. Let McCaffrey run the ball 15, 20 times and tell me what type of running back McCaffrey is. So McCaffrey is an athlete. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We bottle the athlete, because anyway, we get into the game plan for these guys next. But yes, to answer your question, we're a much better team. We got our work cut in front of us, so we really gonna have to nail the draft. We really gonna need a left guard. We really gonna need a shutdown, lockdown cornerback. We really gonna need an athletic linebacker. Honestly, we need another inside defensive lineman, because if Brady get hurt, none of this matters. So it's really going to boil down to what's going to matter. But our closing thoughts is what happens after that draft. Once the draft is done, I think we'll have a clear picture, because we're going to get one more free agent that we ain't talked about.
I think so. I think we is. We ain't talked about we ain't said that yet, but I think we are. I agree with you on that.
Exactly. So, but we'll say that one for the next show, though. But shoot, man, that's all I got there, bro. I think that's a great first start, bro. So.
Hey, I appreciate you joining me today, man. It's more to come on Down on the Sports with your boy Jimbo and Mike.W coming straight out of Atlanta. He's in Atlanta right now at home, cheering, running around and everything. You feel?
That's right. But when we talk, it don't matter what's going on, bro. We locked in, bro. So
we Atlanta Falcons fan. What more can we say? What more can we do? I appreciate your closing thoughts. I appreciate everything today, man. And we're going to be in more contact this week talking about Atlanta Falcons like we always do. That never fails. We've been doing it for years. And then we thought we'll put it out there and let people see what we've been talking about, because we've been predicting the future almost. We almost had a crystal ball in our hand.
Boy, so lock in, tune in.
With that being said, all right, Mike, be safe over there, man. I know y'all shut in and everything. Y'all be safe. Tell the wife I said hey. Tell the baby I said hey. Keep everybody safe, man. Stay clean, sanitize. All that good stuff they got us doing right now. But until then, this is Down on the Sports. I'm Jimbo. That's Mike W, man. And we're going to catch y'all later, man. Holla at you.